So good evening, everybody. It's so wonderful to be here at our breakneck through the Bible. And I want to thank all of you for coming and accommodating the change of schedule. Also, I apologize for last week. Our program was changed due to the inclement weather and the challenging driving conditions. So thank you for staying safe. And thank you for being here tonight instead for our special class. And as a reminder, for the coming weeks, Musar Monday is going to be from 7 to 8, and then Breakneck Through the Bible will be from 8 to 9 on Monday. On Tuesday, 7 to 8 will be Rabbi Yaakov's Jewish History, and then from 8 to 9 will be our special crash course through the Bible, the Torah crash course. And for those of you online who are not familiar, if you want to get the picture of the entire Torah in 5 weeks, this is your chance. Tomorrow, 8 o'clock, be here. And you'll have this great opportunity. Now, before we begin tonight's learning of Parshas Emor, which happens to be this week's Parsha that we're going to read in all our synagogues, maybe we'll be able to finish and then be up to next week's Parsha as well for Parshas Behar. But either way, we see there's a common theme through many of the verses that we spoke about in last week's Parsha, Parshas Kedoshim. And if you haven't had a chance, I urge you to read it in English. Read through last week's Parsha, Parshas Kedoshim. It is absolutely magnificent to see the instructions that God gives us of how to conduct our lives. It's absolutely remarkable. But if you look at the mitzvahs, for example, you see on chapter 19, verse number 32, Mipnei sivat takum, before an old person you shall rise, v'hadarta pnei zaken, you shall honor the presence of a sage, v'yiretem elekecha, and you shall fear your God, Ani Hashem, I am Hashem. And it's a theme that you see constantly, many different things. You shall not put a stumbling block before the blind. Ani Hashem, I am Hashem. And we mentioned this on Friday. I just want to repeat it because we didn't put it online. What is this idea that it says Ani Hashem added to these verses? You see it many times. I think it's a total of 5 or 9 times in last week's Torah portion that it's added Ani Hashem at the end of a verse. I am Hashem. So our sages tell us an incredible idea. Is that we can convince everybody in the world that we're doing something righteous and really have evil intentions. We can have evil intentions. But who knows our thoughts? Hashem knows our thoughts. Hashem knows exactly what our intentions are. And as we mentioned, today everything's on video. Here in this classroom, you're on video twice. Right? Right, you look here, hi, wherever you are. Just might as well, right? So you have one over there and one out there, right? So actually 2 out there. So 3 times on video, and wherever you go, they can hear and they can see. You go outside and you're on video. Wherever you go down the block, you're on video. You go to Walmart, you're on video. Every turn, every aisle, everywhere you go, every grocery store, even in the parking lots, wherever you go, you're constantly on video, and they can hear the words you say. But one thing they cannot do, they can't discern the intentions of your heart. You know who can?
Hashem.
Ani Hashem. I am Hashem. And every instance where we see in the verse Ani Hashem, what it's actually coming to tell us is that all of these things, you can convince every videotape and you can convince every bystander that you're a righteous person. But Hashem knows the real intention. When it says not to place a stumbling block before the blind, it refers not only to physically placing a block before a blind person, but it's also metaphoric. That you have someone who's blind to circumstances, to a situation, they come to ask you for advice, and you give them bad advice. That's placing a stumbling block before a blind person. Now you know you'll get a side benefit, you get a cut, you get a this, you get a that. They don't know all this, they're blind to it. Ani Hashem, Hashem knows. It's coming to tell you, right? This person may not see how you're tripping them and using trickery to benefit, to hurt them, whatever it is. Ani Hashem, Hashem always knows that. And that's very important for us to constantly remember and to reaffirm within ourselves that there is nothing that Hashem does not know. Hashem sees it all. Hashem hears it all, and Hashem knows the thoughts and intentions behind it all. It also works in the converse. If a person has positive intentions, even if the whole world sees it negatively, Hashem sees it in the positive. Hashem knows the true intention. And when someone tries to do the right thing, even if it's perceived by the world as being the wrong thing, Hashem is bochen klayot v'lev. God knows the intention that's deep inside our hearts. So Hashem should bless us all. That we should all always be inclined to do the right thing and have the right intention. And I promised one of my friends, who now lives in New York, he used to live here in Houston, Libby, I promised him that I'm going to dedicate today's video to his honor. So Libby, this one's for you. I hope you enjoy it. And always know that Hashem is always, He knows our intentions, and if our intentions are for His sake, if our intentions are to bring Hashem closer to our own lives, then Hashem accepts it as such, even if the world perceives it otherwise. So our goal needs to be to do the right thing, to do the will of Hashem, notwithstanding what people think. Ani Hashem. Hashem knows the true intention. Thank you, my friends, and now we're going to continue with our regular breakneck through the Bible programming. Have a good evening, everybody. Thank you.